అదే చైర్ కావాలా?
ఇక్కడే ఉంది ప్రభుజీ చైర్. జయ రాధా We'll start with the Mangalasharam, please. Yeah, sure, Mataji. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha
श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। पादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for inviting us and hosting the Dhamodra Aarti program in your place. So we have all assembled here to celebrate the Kartik Dhamodar Aarti program, and so we will try to understand the glories very briefly and the Dhamodar leela pastime also very briefly as part of this talk. Okay, there is nothing. Maybe some of the. Are you new, Prabhu, to this program? First time?
Yeah, first time actually.
Okay. So have you heard about Dhamodar program at all? No. You both, right?
Yes.
Everyone else is aware of Dhamodar leela. So for all of you, it's just a refresher. So you can help me if I'm missing anything. Okay. So the glories of this month is that we celebrate Dhamodar leela pastime for the entire whole month. Because this pastime is the epitome describing Krishna's Bhakta Vatsalyata feature. That means he is very, very benevolent to his devotees. And there are various devotees in different rasas that perform devotional service to Krishna. Vrajavasis, they are different devotees, they are friends of Krishna, there are devotees who are in the parental affection towards Krishna, and there are devotees who are in the conjugal relationship with Krishna. So this particular pastime is more of the parental, like Vatsalya bhava. So, and the devotee that is topmost in this bhava of Vatsalyata is Mother Yashoda, who is mother of Krishna. You must be aware of. Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda are the parents of Krishna in Vrindavan. So this pastime is and Mother Yashoda is the topmost devotee in the mood of mother, right? In the Vatsalya mood. And there are other devotees who are top in that particular rasa. But in this mood of Vatsalyata, Mother Yashoda is the topmost. So this pastime is basically glorifying Krishna and Mother Yashoda's relationship in that, and how Mother Yashoda has conquered Krishna and how Krishna has conquered Mother Yashoda. And he has given her the highest benediction as to be the topmost devotee in this mood. And Krishna gets controlled by her, and we celebrate this whole month in this pastime. And that's why we are celebrating, we are assembled here and to glorify this pastime a little bit. And the other glories of this month is that we can perform any devotion service that will give us the benefit of say 1,000 times or even more. That's why any devotional service, even a small amount, will get us to the highest result, is what they say. So there are different things that we can do in this month. Is the whole month we can offer a lamp, which we're going to do later, to Lord Dhamodar. Lord Dhamodar means one who is bound by the love of his mother, by the rope of the love of his mother. by his waist. So that is Dhamodra. And we can offer a ghee lamp to Lord Dhamodra in the picture that is there on the altar. And we can do other devotional activities such as various things, right? Like there are regulative principles and there are pure devotional activities, and there are, regulative activities are such as many devotees just perform some very rigid regulations, like wake up in the morning, very early in the morning, do their 16 rounds or more number of chanting in the Brahma Muhurta, or at least start off at that time, then eat only once. So these are some of the regulations, and reduce the bodily necessities in this 1 month, so that we spend more time in glorification. The time is used in the glorification, that's the reason. And the other activities that devotees can also, most devotees do, is to chant extra rounds. Chant 1 round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what we did, we can chant that more. Then read scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna book, and glorify various prayers of the exalted devotees. Gajendra Moksha prayer comes in the Srimad Bhagavatam 8th canto. Many devotees recite that. There are many prayers can be recited. Even Bhishma Stuti can be recited. And Dhamodra Ashtakam is what we're going to recite later. So these are various glorificatory prayers that we can recite. Then read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Krishna book. Associate with the devotees. So these are some of the things that we can do, and anything will give us a lot of benefit. That is because Krishna is the presiding deity for this month is Srimati Radharani, Krishna's consort. Okay, and she is the presiding deity, like Adhishtana Devata for this month, and her name is also called as Urja Devi. So the vratam that we do in this month is Urja Vrata. So, and because it is Radharani's month, Krishna is very, very easily available for us. That's why we take advantage of it. It's like a sale going on, right? When there is a sale, you buy more. For the same price, you get 2. 1 get 1 free, something like that. So that's how it is in this month. So it's a wholesale sale going on for devotional service. So we can take advantage of it. And that's why we do many programs, discuss more katha, spend more time glorifying and all that. And some of the other glories of this month is, as Ganges is the purest holy river in the entire world, similarly Kartik month is that holy. And Mount Meru is the topmost Meru in the entire universe. It is comparatively like that, right? As they are so high in their particular features, Kartik month is also very glorious. It comes once in 30 year for 30 days, so we can celebrate this. And the last 5 days are even more glorious because because anything that is coming towards the end, it has got more potency. So you can invest more, glorification wise, austerities wise. They say at least 3 days you should fast in this month, if at all. If you can't fast the whole month, fast for 5 days, if not at least for 3 days for sure. And we get 2 Ekadashis in this month, very, very pious and very potent. If you perform any devotional service, again, we don't have to say about that. So do anything on Ekadashi day, so that will also give you a lot of leverage to move forward in devotional service. Anything else, Mataji, on the glories?
Whatever you can remember and say.
Okay. Then we
Lighting
can
the lamp.
Lighting the lamp.
Yeah.
About the glory of lighting the lamp is the pastime.
Whatever.
There was one a princess who actually remembered her past in Satya Yuga, that she in her past life was a mouse who got caught with the fire in the temple because it eats the wick, the ghee wick, and because it ate the ghee wick, it got fire, and that fire went on its whole body and the tail, and it kind of performed an arti to the Lord Vishnu's altar in the temple at that time in Satya Yuga. And Krishna looked at the activity in this case. He didn't look at the intention. The intention of was not to perform intently to the Lord Aarti, but the activity he took. So Krishna takes the best. Either you do intently or we do activity wise. He will just, but intention is the most. Where there is no intention, he'll take activity. Similar to what Putana. Putana didn't have intention to give feed to Krishna, but he gave her the position of a mother, because he looked at the activity of feeding Krishna, right? And the other case is Vritrasura, whose intention was to glorify the Lord. Although he was fighting against his devotee Indra, his glorification, he offered the prayers, he looked at the intention there and he gave him the highest benefit. So Krishna looks at the best. Okay, whatever you can offer him, it takes the best of it. That's why he's most, he is a very Bhaktavatsala Lord. The pastime is like this. One day when Mother Yashoda has been receiving a lot of complaints about Krishna that he is stealing in everyone's home. And Mother Yashoda didn't actually accept these complaints because she knows her son is not going to steal, because they have enough in their home. They have 900,000 cows in Nanda Maharaja's house. And there was no need for Krishna to go and steal in other places. However, Krishna was stealing. So Krishna, what he does in Vrindavan is he doesn't show his godhood in Vrindavan. He's God, Supreme Personality of Godhead, but in Vrindavan he acts as a very ordinary person. And he does exactly opposite to what anyone should do. One is not supposed to steal, but he steals. One is not supposed to talk lies, but he talks lies. One is not supposed to get angry at others, but he gets angry. So these are the things that is not everyone, but once someone does these things ordinarily, they'll be punished, right? If someone steals, someone talks lies, someone talks to someone in a very angry way or does something, they're punished. But in this case, Krishna is only doing those. So he becomes conquered by the devotee's love in Vrindavan. This is only permitted to Vrindavan. Other places he won't do like that. He will show his majesty, he will show his power. And we have to be careful. Vrindavan, again, we cannot do the same thing with Krishna. Even though he is doing that, it's only to the special devotees of Vrindavan. He does only that. So he has been stealing in different devotees' homes, and Mother Yashoda was not accepting this fact. Mother Yashoda is, so she wanted to see maybe there is something missing in the way they are making butter in their home. So she wants to make butter of her own choice. So she actually had made some yogurt from the 900,000 cows. She got the best of best cows from that 900,000 and got a few, 8 or 9 from the top 900,000, and from that 900 those top also she got another top 3 cows and got the milk from those. They are called as Padmagandha cows, very fragrant. So she made yogurt of that, and she wants to churn the butter, and this was on the day of Diwali, exactly 15 days after the Kartik starts. So she has given other duties to her maid servants, because usually the maid servants do this churning of butter, but she gave this duty to other devotees and other maid servants, and she wants to do this whole thing on her own. So she starts this in the morning. So she wakes up early in the morning before Krishna wakes up, so she can finish off these activities, and she's churning the butter and she's singing the glories of Krishna. So when we sing something in the form, and she is describing the pastimes of Krishna in the form of songs, like poetry. Like when we recite verses, it's easy for us to recite verses rather than paragraphs, right? So she made the pastimes of Krishna in the form of songs, and she's reciting them, and she's engaging her mind, body and activities in the service of Lord, and she's doing devotional service, like churning the butter for Krishna, singing his glories, like that, and she's engaging herself. At that time, Krishna wakes up and comes to Mother Yashoda, and he demands to give her milk to him. So she understands his intention, so she picks him up and starts feeding him. As she's doing that, she realizes she also kept some milk on the stove in the kitchen. So she keeps Krishna aside. She puts him down from her lap and goes and attends to the milk. So now she has, looks like she has given priority to the milk in the stove rather than to Krishna. So this is something like each and every, okay, one more thing that we need to understand in this pastime. Everything that is narrated in this pastime can be gone so much further and explain it in such a way, internal meaning and deep meaning, to understand the pastime and also the mood of the devotees, how they are explaining. So it's not possible for us to go to that level because I'm not qualified to speak like that. Just whatever we can speak, little bit here and there is what we can understand. But there is every activity or every movement is captured in a very glorious way in this whole pastime. Like how Krishna is sleeping. Just now I just described how Mother Yashoda is churning butter, and that itself is a very big topic for the acharyas to describe. Mother Yashoda is thinking about Krishna. And then Krishna wakes up and comes to her and asking for her milk. That itself also another pastime to glorify. And then, so I was at the point where she runs into the kitchen to save the milk. So at this point, this is also captured in a very, very glorious way. This particular scene where Krishna is put aside and Mother Yashoda runs to the kitchen. So that means Krishna is given a less priority compared to the milk, right? Usually. But that is also for Krishna. She's making yogurt and going to churn butter out of the yogurt also for Krishna. So she decided to save that because that's going to spoil otherwise if she doesn't go. And Krishna can come back and she can feed. But Krishna doesn't take it easily. He gets very upset. He becomes very upset, very angry, and so he wants to, so one is not supposed to become angry and upset, right? But he gets upset, he gets angry. So he becomes very angry and he breaks the pot, basically. Breaks the pot and runs away from there. And goes to the another room where there is more yogurt, more butter on the top, like in the top place in olden days you would have seen. He is charged to get that on a ukkal. Ukkal is a grinding mortar. In the previous years we used to have a mortar, like different languages it has different names. So he puts it upside down, climbs on the top of it, gets that down and starts eating it. And by then Mother Yashoda has addressed the milk on the stove, and she comes outside and finds out that there's so much of mess has happened, the pot has been broken. She understands who has done this, but she wants to know, so she slowly goes behind the footprints that has been left behind. Then she goes into the room and Krishna is happily eating butter, and now he has moved to another room where he's also giving to the monkeys the butter. And Mother Yashoda comes and he gets very alerted. He gets very alerted and he jumps from that ukkal or grinding mortar and runs to save himself from the beatings. Mother Yashoda becomes a little angry at this point, thinking that he has done this mischief and is now running, so she goes behind him with a stick. And this particular pastime of Krishna, Mother Yashoda running behind Krishna, is also very, very glorified, because the whole world is running after Krishna, wants to achieve Krishna. The sages and the great devotees want to achieve Krishna, and Mother Yashoda is also running behind Krishna. And finally at some point she catches him, whereas this moment is captured in such a way that so many great saints are doing tapasya, devotional service for years and years, centuries and centuries. They are not able to get Krishna, but Mother Yashoda could easily catch Krishna. So she catches him and he starts crying. Krishna starts crying because he is very angry with the stick in her hand, and he becomes very afraid of the stick. And he starts crying, rubbing his hands, and that mascara from his eyes. So everything is described very, very glorious way, and everything has a meaning and a deeper insight to every act that happens. So he is crying and she decides not to show the stick anymore because he's afraid. Then she says, why did you run away? Why did you break the pot? Why did you run away? He said, no, I didn't break the pot. When you were running, when you were going fast into the kitchen, your anklet hit the pot. That's what happened. I didn't break the pot. So that's a lie. And then he says, now you're talking lies. You're running, now you're talking lies. No, I'm not talking lies. No, you're talking lies. You're doing like a monkey. Mother Yashoda says, you're doing like a monkey. Eating and giving it to the monkeys. Are you a monkey? No, I'm not a monkey. And then says, okay, if you are a monkey, I'll go live in the forest. That's what he threatens Mother Yashoda in reverse. So actually Mother Yashoda gets a little upset, gets scared, because what if he runs away into the forest, right? So she decides to tie him to the motor. And Krishna is, actually this is morning time, it is his playtime. And friends are peeping from the window to see where Krishna is, and this is like, he's getting bound up at this point. He doesn't like that idea. So he doesn't want to be tied. He will not let her tie. So that she got a rope and she's tying to the motor in which she was actually doing that act of eating butter, right? So she's tying his waist to the motor so that he won't go out of the house. He won't beat her, she won't beat her, but she won't let him go outside also. So she's tying the rope, but the rope is not, is getting short. She got some more rope, again that is getting short, because Krishna does not want to be bound. So that he is showing his Vibhuti Shakti. He does not, his Sankalpa, Satya Sankalpa Shakti and his Vibhuti Shaktis are at play, and they are not letting him get bounded by the rope. Now Mother Yashoda is not giving up, because she thinks she's a dear son, he needs to be corrected, and he needs to be staying at home rather than running away to the forest. So she is not giving up, and she is also very stubbornly tying the rope and getting more rope. This is happening and Krishna is not letting himself. So the rope has, I don't know how much of rope she has collected by now from the whole house as well as from the friends and other neighboring gopis, because they have always complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna is stealing the butter, and Mother Yashoda was not ready to listen. But this time, because they've understood that there is something happening in their home, they got happy to see the fun that's happening. So they all assembled to see and having nice fun.
Krishna is getting tied.
So they are also having, and they also helped her get more rope, and they are tying the rope, but it's not happening. It's for quite some time. Mother Yashoda, I don't know how much time it passed, maybe the whole day.
Morning
Up to
6
evening.
to evening 6.
She's tying the rope.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that much of time has passed and she's not able to tie the rope. Then Krishna finally decided, maybe she's like sweating. She's an old lady, of course, and she's sweating, and it's very, very hard for her, and she's not also giving up. So Krishna decided to let these two Shaktis come down and become Mercy Shakti, which is Bhakta Vatsalyata Shakti, to manifest. And then she could tie him with the rope. And she tied the rope, and this particular act also described in a very, very glorious way. We can't imagine how much of the mood of the acharyas come out in this particular scene, where he is bounded by the rope. One who is not conquered by any devotees, he is conquered. And all the controversial things we just talked, he's not supposed to lie, he lies. One is not conquered, he gets conquered. And then Mother Yashoda goes into the kitchen, does her own things. And Krishna is very sad. And in that scene enters Balaram. Balaram was away. Mother Rohini and Balaram were away during this pastime. So they were not, otherwise Mother Rohini wouldn't have happened. She would have she would have stopped Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, to not tie Krishna. But since they were both missing, this happened, and Balaram comes into the scene and says, what happened? Then he says, who tied you? Who did this act on you? He was like, very, very bravely speaking, who did this? Balaram, because he's the elder brother of Krishna, so he has that say on him. They said, then Krishna said, it is Mother Yashoda. Then he became like a cat. From lion he becomes a cat and I can't do anything. Okay, anyway, let me try. He'll go to Mother Yashoda and say, you know who Krishna is? Who is Krishna? He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody can tie him like this. He is the master of all the universes. Now you're tying him as a rope, with a rope. Oh, okay. If he's Krishna, who are you? She says, I'm Balaram. I'm the one, I'm the Shankarshan. I hold this entire universe. Now she says, all the incarnations have to be taken birth in my family only. Now I'll hit you also, I'll also tie you to the rope. Then he'll run for his life. Nobody can help him. Nanda Maharaj is also not there at home, his father. So Krishna is bound. Then what to do? So he's bored basically. So he wants to time pass. So he goes into the courtyard also, his courtyard where he's tied. He goes into the courtyard and he goes in. There are two trees in their courtyard. They are called as Arjuna trees. They are twins, so they are called Yamala Arjuna trees. Krishna wants to go through those trees. He goes in between the two trees, and the two trees uproot. They fall down because there is a curse on those two trees. In their previous life, many thousands of years ago, they were Kuvera's sons. You know Kuvera, right? He is treasurer of the devotees, demigods. He is a very rich man in the entire whole universe, and his sons are spoiled sons, because their rich father's sons are they become pride intoxicated. They were at one time playing with some girls in the water naked, and Narada Muni passes by that area, and the girls become they cover themselves and move away. But these two men who are intoxicated, they drank some liquor called Varuni liquor, and they are very playful mood. They don't do any of that. They are just still there because they are not in their conscious to see who has come. And looking at this scene, Narada Muni becomes very merciful on them. So he gives them a punishment in the form of mercy. So Narada Muni's job is to bring people to Krishna. Whoever are moving away or diverting away from Krishna, he will bring them closer to Krishna. However, either by direct instructions, by giving them devotional service directly, or by punishing. So in this case, he gives them a punishment in the form of a curse. Which the curse is that you become trees because you are intoxicated, consciousness is very poor. So the same thing will be carried into the trees, because trees are very low consciousness. They are not aware of what is that they are going through. Right? So that is what they will be given as a tree body. However, they pray to him that please don't be this hard on us. Give us some mercy so that we, then they come to their senses. Give us some mercy so that we get out of this somehow. And say, okay, I will give you one benediction that Krishna will come and unbind you. Many thousands years later. So Krishna's pastime is happening. Krishna remembers Narada's. Krishna wants to fulfill his devotees' intentions also. So Narada's intentions is trying to fulfill desires of giving mercy to these two trees. So he goes in between the two trees and uproots them. So one can imagine the rope is a household rope, and the grinding motor is a wooden one. It's not too heavy. And Krishna has uprooted two big trees. They were standing in their courtyard for thousands of years. So that means it's not an ordinary thing, right? And nobody in Vrindavan believed that also. Because Krishna does these acts, nobody in Vrindavan believes, because they are all in love of Krishna. So they think Krishna is their lovable child rather than God. But Krishna has done this of uprooting, and the two, these personalities, Arjuna's, Kuvera's sons, Nala and Manigriva, come out of it. They offer prayers to Krishna and then move on. They say, we are going to glorify you, we'll remember you throughout our life, we'll glorify you, spread your glories, and they move on. And Krishna is now still bound with the motor. He doesn't know what to do, he's still there. Then Nanda Maharaj enters the scene, and all the boys have assembled because of the sound, because this is a very big tree. I don't know what's the size of the tree, described probably in Bhagavatam. Very big, huge trees. Then Nanda Maharaj comes, and only a devotee in the mood of motherly or parental affection can only untie Krishna. Because Balaram came to untie, he is a brother, right? He is in the mood of Sakya. See, that is, Vatsalyata is a higher mood than Sakya. Is it Sakya? Brother.
Brother is Sakya.
Sakya only. So he will not be able to untie Krishna. Only Nanda Maharaj has to come into the scene to untie. And Nanda Maharaj unties him and asks him who did this, and everyone tells him it is Krishna. And these two personalities came. Everyone tries to tell, and Nanda Maharaj becomes very very anxious. This has happened to Krishna all because Mother Yashoda tied him. Otherwise, he would not have had this. They think it is a misfortune, accident, that the trees have fallen on Krishna. Otherwise, it would have been such a big thing, right? And so thank God Krishna got saved. That is his intention. So he takes Krishna to the Ganga, Yamuna, and he bathes him. Then he brings him into this cow shed, puts him with the cow milk. Then he gives him milk and sugar this time, because he is hungry. His whole day was tied up. And both of them are not speaking to Mother Yashoda at this point. Nanda Maharaj as well as Krishna. And Nanda Maharaj says, why did you tie this to Krishna? See, look at what has happened. he would have been in such a big problem, right? In other issues, he was doing all this mischief, so I had to tie. Both of them are very angry, and Mother Yashoda and Krishna says, everyone now is trying to Krishna is not talking to Mother Yashoda. Everyone is trying to convince Krishna, please talk to your mom. She's already feeling very guilty because whole day she has tied up Krishna, and this accident also has happened. Mother Yashoda is trying to talk to Krishna. Krishna is not listening, and then Nanda Maharaj actually tries to show to Krishna that he is now beating Mother Yashoda because he has tied up, right? At that time, Krishna stops him and jumps into Mother Yashoda's lap, and that's how they become united. So this is a pastime we keep narrating the whole month whenever there is an opportunity, and this pastime has been described by Satyavarta Muni in a very beautiful 8-verse stanza that has been called as Dhamodra Ashtakam. We're going to recite that, and yeah, that's the program for the next. But this is a pastime, these are the glories, and we can discuss many other pastimes. So many pastimes Krishna has performed this month, starting with the Sharad Purnima Rasa dance on the Paurnami day, and then this is the
Appearance of Radha Kund.
today.
Yeah. Tomorrow they're celebrating in temple. Today is the appearance
of Radha Kund. Is it what Mahaprabhu found?
Yeah.
What Mahaprabhu found out. Yeah. And then there's Gopashtami.
Yeah.
After Bahulashtami. When is that, Madhu?
Today.
Bahulashtami and Radha Kund.
That is why it's called Bahulashtami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discovered.
And then Diwali is on
Sunday, coming Sunday.
And then Govardhana Puja is on Monday. What else we have?
Any such things.
Many festivals are there. Is very auspicious. Yeah.
Not only that, adding to her point, like whatever devotional thing you do for this month, any devotional service, that will be adding up for like multiple, like many times. Right, Mother, if I'm right? Yeah, multiple.
Mataji explained that.
You were probably stepping out at that time.
Oh, you